Okay, here we go, Chaver. Yudalad Amud Aleph, the Mishnah. We have 15 minutes. Should be perfect time. We're going to go quicker through the first half, and we're going to go slower through the second half to set up outside what's going on. We have a Mishnah. Let's get this clear. As we learned, the way we got to know this is perfect. The way we got to know the Gemara is you have to know what is going on in the Gemara. Like when we asked Daf Beis Amud Aleph, we know Daf Beis Amud Aleph is the height of the sukkah, the walls, the shade, and the 3 mikairos for 20 amos. That's how we have to know B'siyata D'Shmaya every amud. Yes, that's a high bar, but Succah Chazarah, I think we could get there. So to set up the Tzuras HaDvarim, and I'll tell you personally, I find when you speak it out outside, that's worth like 100 Chazars. And I'll just tell you myself, I could read, I actually told this to Rabbi Newman, I could read the words a million times. It's not a shvach, it's a genai. It's like Ashrei, we could daven. We all know how to read Hebrew. Wait, did I daven today? Right? It doesn't. But if you actually think for a minute and you speak outside, you spend 3 minutes saying, okay, what happened in the Mishnah? We're talking about, and I'm going to do it together with everyone. I didn't look at it beforehand. We're talking about, I looked at it this afternoon, which hopefully everyone else here did as well. We're talking about covering the sukkah with nisarim. We're talking the sukkah with planks. We have a machlokes in the Mishnah, Rav Meir and Rav Yehuda. Rav Yehuda says you're allowed to cover with planks, and Rav Meir says you're not. Part A of the Mishnah. Part B of the Mishnah, if you cover the sukkah with a plank that's 4 tfachim, a plank is like a piece of wood, cannot eat underneath the plank. The Gemara, we can boil down the whole Gemara into the machlokes Rav and Shmuel, which we'll explain, followed by really two kashas with two lashonos. Two kashas, two lashonos. Rav, Shmuel, two kashas, two lashonos. Let's speak of Rav and Shmuel. That part we have klar. Rav says, what's the machlokes? The machlokes is there a gezerah? If anything's not clear, stop me. Machlokes Rav Meir and Rav Yehuda. Rav Meir says you cannot use these planks as chach. Rav Yehuda says you can. What's the machlokes according to Rav? Did we make a gezerah's tikra that you're not allowed
and it's like
to sleep under? Since the machlokes is, did they make gezerah? When is that machlokes? By 4 tvachim, a large plate, but less than 4 tvachim, everyone says it's kosher. That's Rav. According to Shmuel, it's not this. In my mind, this fundamental difference in Rav and Shmuel sets up the whole stage. Again, Rav, the machlokes is there a gezerah? According to Shmuel, everyone agrees there's a gezerah. According to Shmuel, if I have a big plank on my roof, a 4 tevach, everyone agrees the gezerah is tikra. Let me explain one more time. What is the gezerah? The gezerah is that their roofs, Bizman Chazal, look like what? Planks of wood. So if I walk into my sukkah and I find planks of wood, I'm going to say, hey, this is ridiculous. Why am I sitting outside here in the freezing cold? Go inside and sit in the freezing cold. But no, so that's the gezerah. According to Shmuel, everyone agrees it's a gezerah. So what's the machlokes in the Mishnah? Well, it can't be very small because then what's schach? Schach is small slats. So says the Gemara, according to Shmuel, the machlokes is between 3 and 4. It's a little bit abstract if you remember. Rav Yehuda says there's no gezerah, and Rav Meir, why not? Because it's not a chash of a makim, 3 tfachim, 4 tfachim is a chash of a makim. And Rav Meir says there is a gezerah because once you're bigger than 3, you're out of loved. Like, who cares? What's shaykhis? Yeah, that's the way gezerahs work. We pin things on numbers. That's about like Rav and Shmuel. From there we had 2 kashas and then 2 lashonos. Let's now see it inside. Says the Heilige Mishnah. Mesachem in Asarin, Divrei Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Meir Oyser, part B of the Mishnah. Nasan ala neser shirachav arba tvachim, ksheira, umavad sheishan tachtav. Kasha, you cannot sleep underneath it. And of course, when we learned the Mishnah, we spoke out that it's not just a din in sleeping, it's a din in anything. In case those who are visual learners, or pretend to be, we haven't shown a picture yet. It's pretty simple. It's called planks on top of a sukkah. It's a pretty easy one. Even those who are not good at, bad imaginations, had troubled childhoods, could still get this one. Although in our childhood, probably wouldn't just be like 5 planks. It'd be like a pink one and a blue one and a purple one. You got to get all the black one, a white one. Got to get all the denominations in there. Anyways, says the Gemara, Amar Rav machlokes. B'nisarim sheish behen arba. Why? The Rameir is like Zeres Tikva. Rav Yudah less like Zeres Tikva. Aval b'nesarim she'ein b'hem arba divrei harkol ksheira. Rav Glat Kosher. Shmuel Amar. Kishein ben arba machlekes. Aval yesh ben arba divrei harkol psula. Everyone holds of the Gezerah. The Shaila just is, where does it apply? Ein b'hen. So ask the Gemara. We just spoke on the Maskana. Ask the Gemara. I'm sorry.
According to Rav Yudah, just by 4, it's not good. Bigger than 4 is.
No. Oh, very good. Someone asked this last night. According to Rav Yehuda, that is good. According to Rav Meir, it's no good.
Right.
Again.
I understand.
Yeah, so very good. Someone asked us last night. From our Gemara, we don't see anything. From Amud Beis, we're going to see Daif and Akuma on the side of the Gemara has a limit of 4 amais. In the middle of the Sukkah, you're asking a very good question. Later on in the Masechta, I think in Daf Yud Zayin, we're going to learn the answer to your question, because obviously, according to Yud, there has to be some limit. It's crazy, but yes, very good. Continues the Gemara. Ushmuel Amar b'shein ben arba machlekes. Al yesh rabbi David kol psula. Ein ben arba as the Gemara. V'afilu pachas b'shleisha. Sounds like according to Shmuel, anything less than 4. What's less than 4? Anything. Your bamboo slats are less than 4. Hakanim ba'amanin. Who asked the Gemara? It's regular kanim. It's regular reeds. Why would there be a problem? Amar Rav Papa. So Rav Papa is explaining Shmuel. Hachi kamar. This is what Shmuel meant, as we explained. Yesh ben arba David kol psula. Pachais mi shleisha divrei called kshaira. My time kanabamninu. Which, if you're listening, there are certain basic svaras. This is going to help us as we turn to Amud Beis. Everyone has to agree to the svara, to the idea of kanim ba'alma. Why? Because if there's no idea of kanim ba'alma, you can't have schach. What kanim ba'alma means is there comes a point. Just think your bamboo slats or a bamboo slats. What are bamboo slats? They're kanim ba'alma, they're stakes of wood. So everyone has to agree that there's a point that it has to be kosher, which is really what the Gemara grapples with in Amud Beis. Shmuel says everyone agrees more than 4 is possible. The shaila is in between 3 and 4. It's out of love, and once it's more than 3 tvachim, says Rameir, Kazvinan. Period. Machlekes Rav and Shmuel. Kasha number 1. The first kasha is pretty simple. Tanan, we learned in the Mishnah. Nasla and Neser. What Mishnah? Our Mishnah. Which part of the Mishnah? The Seifa, part B. Says in the Mishnah, you put a Neser Ruach Arba Tvachim Ksheira. Uvavat Shlisha Daktuf. Says the Gemara, let's work this out. Bishlam Ali Shmuel Dam Bishain Ben Arba Machlekes. Everyone agrees that there's a Gzeir Darabana once it's bigger than 4 Tvachim. Excuse me. When it's less than 4 Tvachim, it's the Machlekes. Aval, however, Yesh Ben Arba Divrei Kol Psula. Shemachi Lo Yashin Tachtov. Elo Le Rav.
Why does this work with Shmuel though?
Why not?
What's the psula and ksheira, right? If we said
again. Listen to the words again. Listen to the words again. Nachmal.
When Shmuel says that it's psula, does
Yeah.
it mean that the whole sukkah is
no.
underneath?
Oh, that's cool for what the Mishnah will be explaining. Yeah.
Like
No, again. In the first step of the Gemara just said Rav Yehuda says kosher. Rav Meir oiser. The word Iser doesn't mean the word puzzle. When Shmuel explained, all he explained, Yishman Abar Devir called Psula, he was explaining that it will be puzzle. It doesn't puzzle up the whole sukkah. But yeah, that is it's a good hara, but it has to be that way. El Rav says the Gemara, Dam B'Shishon Arba Machlekes, Aval Ein Mehen Arba. According to Rav, Devir called Ksheira, the Rav Yehuda, Amaylo Yishein Tachtov. According to Rav Nachamol, if it's not 4, everyone holds it's kosher. So the Rav Yehuda, Amaylo Yishein Tachtov. What's going on in the Seifa of the Mishnah? There should be no problem. Answers the Gemara, Misavris Divrei Koli, Seifa Asil Rav Meir. According to Rav, the Seifa is Rav Meir. Just to comment, is that so gishmak? No, but the Gemara is not bothered. Kasha number 1, which really just explains the Seifa. Teretz, good. Tashima. Now, let's zone in. As I would like to explain one step deeper. I explained it a drop superficial the past 2 days, which I think is what led to sometimes you think you're doing people a whatever by explaining it simpler, but in reality it's opposite. So let's get there. Tashima. Shnei sedina mitzarfin. 2 sheets are mitzarif. Shnei nisarin ein mitzarfin. 2 boards are not mitzarf. Rebbe Meir Oimer. It's Rav Meir. It's the same Rav Meir as same Rabbi Yehuda. In this brisa, Rabbi Meir Oimer Af Nisarim Kisadinim. Nisarim are like Sadinim, which means what? The Mitzarif. What does Rabbi Meir hold in our Mishnah? Nisarim are puzzle. Now he's teaching me Nisarim, a plank, is like Sadinim, like a sheet of wood, which is what? Mitzarif. What does mitzarif mean? It combines to puzzle. So a mayor who's of the opinion that a plank is going to puzzle, Rav and Shmuel within their opinions, Shmuel between 3 and 4, Rav at 4 tfachim, he also holds there's a point that they combine to puzzle. And now we can just understand that the Gemara is now running into the issue, because whichever way you look at it, you just got to play out the math now, that if you, Reb Meir, hold that a plank is puzzle, at what point does the plank mitzdarif combine to be puzzle? It's puzzle. So it has to be what? Something smaller. But we all know already one of the preconceived notions that the Gemara Amud Aleph said, that once it's too small, everyone has to agree it's kosher. And we're going to say it's mitzdarif, so all our sukkahs in the world are always going to be puzzle, because your bamboo slats are mitzdarif. So that is just in the tzura what the Gemara is doing now. Now let's speak it out inside. Says the Gemara, Bishlam Shmuel de Amar Bishaid behem arba machlekes. Where is the machlekes between Reb Meir and Reb Yehuda? When it's less than 4 tfachim, aval yesh ben arba divrei kol psula. So my mitzdarfin, what's it going to be mitzdarif? Mitzdarfin li arba. It's going to combine to 4 tfachim. Elo li Rav. But according to Rav, Damar, b'sheyesh behen arba, and to explain that, no, let's not get confusing. Elo li Rav, Damar b'sheyesh behen arba machlekes. According to Rav, 1 second. What's the machlekes? Is there a gezerah? Where's that machlekes? From 4 tfachim. Aval ein behen arba. What does that mean? Divrei hakol ksheira. Anything less than 4 is kosher. Heichi dami. What is going on? Rabbi Shosser, is everything okay? Oh, I thought you just flipped over for a second. Heichi dami. What's the case? If it's 4, so then what? According to Rav, automatically, according to Rav Meir, again, Rav Meir, 4, puzzle. Rav Meir, less than 4, kosher, meaning because less than 4, according to Rav, is a konim. Says the Gemara, how's Rav going to learn? According to Shmuel, how are you going to say it? So the answer is, according to Shmuel, both Rav and Rav Meir are maskim. That is, Rav Meir and Yehuda think you're maskim.
But that's the hour that the Rav said to my question during the week. I think it's
I could say between 3 and 4.
That between 3 and 4.
Yeah. Between 3 and 4.
I'm saying.
I'm
saying, but it's kosher.
Good.
But it's kosher. It's good enough.
Good. It's kosher, but there's a higher level. Now, that's the point. That was the nikud I wanted to speak up today. That is the point that I didn't say it well enough. I'll be honest. When I looked at it this afternoon, I realized I didn't say it properly. That's the nikuda. That according to Shmuel, again, let's say it properly. According to Shmuel, above 4, everyone holds it's possible. Gavaldik. Under 3, everyone holds it's kosher. Between 3 and 4 is the machlokes, and now you could understand that it's going to be mitzdaref to make it puzzle more than 4. Says the Gemara. Ella. So what's the answer? Says the Gemara. My mitzdarfin l'arba'am was minatzad. A new din. With this din of arba'am was minatzad, we could save the world. We could save the whales. We could do everything, because once we have a new din of Dalet Amos Min Hatzad, basically you can just rip out the whole Amid and it has nothing to do with our Mishnah. Because now what's the difference? Dalet Tvachim, Dalet this, Dalet that, who cares? There's another measurement that you can always be Mizarif with, and that's the Teretz. Lishna Achrina, with this we conclude, Bish Lama Lishmuel, Tamar Bishin Ben Arba Machlekes. But less than 4 is Machlekes, 3 and 4. Aval Yesh Ben...
Sorry, I'm not very clear on the Arba Amos Min Hatzad.
Oh, Arba Amos Min Hatzad is just a new din. New din, that if you have puzzle schach up to 4 amos on the side of your sukkah, that's called Daifan Akuma, like we've learned. Daifan Akuma goes until 4. So now we have a higher level of something to be mitzdarif with.
So the whole syrup that we're talking about
is a different din. Exactly. Nothing to do with our din of tzira for nisarim. Anaya din of tzira until on the side of your sukkah, something which was possible for.
Everyone says basically Dov Nakuma goes.
Correct. And therefore, we're saying is 4 tefachim is possible. So we ask the Gemara, how can you be mitzaref? Well, it can be mitzaref for a different din, 4 amos. So once we bring in a new din, because we're going to say 4 tefachim is possible, 4 tefachim is possible. So ask the Gemara, what are you being mitzaref for? You're being mitzaref to a new din that 4 tefachim on the side of your sukkah is kosher until you get till Dalid Amos. Beautiful. Lishnachrina b'eshlam lishmol debsham ein ben arba machlekes. Where's machlekes? Between 3 and 4. Aval yesh ben arba once it's 4 tefachim. Divrei hakol psula. Once it's 4 tefachim, everyone holds its puzzle. My mitzarfin, according to Shmuel, it's 4 tefachim. What it's being mitzaref for? Mitzaref narbam zinatzad. Again, the Gemara is now using the previous teretz and now utilizing that for Shmuel. Ela l'Rav, b'shlam l'Rameir. It's good according to Rameir. My mitzarfin, nachamol. Because according to Rameir, each piece is puzzle on its own. Mitzarfin, l'arba amos min asad. Ela l'Rav Yehuda, da'amar. Afilu yesh ben arba kisheira. According to Rav Yehuda, as the Chaver here asked, is there any upper limit? So our Gemara gives us a little bit of a hint. Once it's 4, it's kosher. So what's the mitzarfin? Mayin mitzarfin? Kanim ba'amadinu. I did come Ramir mitzarfin. I'm Rav Yehuda. Ein mitzarfin. You're right. There's no din of mitzarfin according to Rav Yehuda. But you all asked, what about 5 tefachim, 6 tefachim, 7 tefachim? That the Gemara doesn't deal with. So again, I think if we have the following pieces, often I like to say many Gemaras are just about playing out all the different details. But if you have the details, how to make the math work, that's just something you just got to work out. The details that we need is the machlekes Rav and Shmuel. Rav says machlekes is there gezerah at 4 tefachim. Less than 4 tefachim, everyone knows it's kosher. What does it mean kosher? Kanim ba'almaninu, very important. According to Shmuel, what's the machlekes? Between 3 and 4, above 4, everyone knows it's possible. Less than 3, everyone knows it's kosher. But between 3 and 4, kanabama, that's going to be 3 and 4. That's going to be the machlekes. That's the Tulashainais. Siyat Shemaya. Let's try over Shabbos and Sunday. No more Sundays. Let's try at least between today and Monday night. Plenty of time. Let's try to chazar this. I would suggest I'm personally going to try Bli Neder to chazar 2 times to make sure to iron out these details. Emirza Hashem.